Good morning and welcome to Sips of Sanity. I'm Kelly.
Hi there, I'm Karen.
We're on day 1. What are we talking about?
Well, we're going to be talking about narcissism and your intuition.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to assume, first of all, that if you're somebody who's working on building your own intuitiveness, we're going to make the assumption that you're not a narcissist. And we're going to make an assumption here that as you are trying to open up your own gifts, that you may have a narcissist in your life. So it can be a parent, a sibling, a partner, a coworker, a friend, anybody. And what happens when you're trying to open up your own intuitive gifts and discover who you are and how that narcissist influences you, controls you, and sabotages you.
Okay, so can I just say too then, for the healthy people who are looking to develop their intuition, you heard that we are assuming that our listeners are not narcissists.
That's correct.
Which is not always the case when you're looking at building your intuition.
Yeah.
So please know that we know that's not the case for everyone. And that if you are listening and you are the narcissist that is trying to build up your own intuition, you're going to find these very difficult. And if that's the case, then hopefully there's a little crack happening in you that can hear something that may just help you shift.
Yeah.
And that you can listen hopefully with enough humility to still get something out of it.
Yes, because there are different intensities or levels of narcissism. So somebody doesn't have to be a full-blown narc at 10. And I'm just going to call them narcs.
Why?
Because it gets tiring saying narcissist over and over again through 5 shows.
All right.
So I'm hoping that it's not going to annoy people even more if I just refer to them as narcs.
Okay. I will also offer the self-absorbed.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Because then that brings us to the show with Nina W. Brown, who says that if you're not a psychiatrist and able to properly diagnose them, we can't diagnose them. So she refers to those people as self-absorbed. We're just, and people can go back into the archives and listen to that show for sure.
With Coffee with the Sarlos.
Yes. Yeah. At the website by sarlo.com, iTunes also.
And Google Podcasts.
Right. Thank you. Okay. So first of all, let's just jump into a little bit about what narcissism is to explain it to people, because we're going to assume that some people listening to this aren't quite sure what that is. So I'm going to refer some to go see Dr. Ramani's shows on YouTube because she does a great job as a psychologist explaining that. But for our purpose here today, we're going to say to people that narcissism has to do with self-absorption, where somebody is so insecure, because that's where the basis of it is. They're so insecure and lack so much self-confidence or self-esteem that they try to make up for that in very
controlling ways.
I'll say, controlling. I was going to say also damaging sometimes. Sometimes mean, bullying, manipulative. Sometimes ways that you can't see coming at you. There's quite a variety of ways.
Okay.
And the reason that they do it is because of their own insecurities. So at all costs, and I mean all costs, some narcissists will actually put other people's lives in jeopardy in order to be seen as a good person or the leader or valuable in some way or just important. So the bottom of that is that they really don't feel important. And it might be hard to believe that because of the way they behave. You might think, oh, no, that's not them. This person has tons of self-esteem. No, they actually don't. So narcissists, as I said, can be on that whole pendulum swing of that they can have it to a small degree, or it can present itself in certain relationships. And I think this is very true of some people where it presents a lot at work. A lot in the work environment. And they might be better or able to manage it more in a friend group. And then, of course, there are those people that where they're fairly decent out in public and their narcissism is a 10 out of 10 with their partner. Or
Children.
Or could be that they're okay with one child and that they're 100% narcissistic with only one other child. Mm-hmm. And somebody might say, well, that's really confusing. So do they actually know what they're doing? And I know some psychologists flat out will say, nope, it's all subconscious. I personally disagree. I think some of them do know. And just like the whole pendulum swing, I think there are people that don't truly know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It is truly just out of insecurities, right through to the people who fully know and are aware of what they do.
Yeah, and know exactly who they can get away with it.
Yes, because I think it's not fair to say that, say it's your partner, it's not fair to say to that person that's married to them, they don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. If they can pull their shit together when they get to work, mm-hmm. but they lose their shit just on you. Well, you can't tell me those people don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that. And yet I've heard psychologists, not to Dr. Romani, but I've heard psychologists say they are not aware. And it's just like, I don't buy that. Mm-hmm. No. Okay, so this is the first show. So the first show was describing narcissism, some of its qualities so that people can make an assessment. And now what we're asking of the people that are going to follow in the next 4 shows is that we're going to explain gaslighting in the next show because it's a big thing that they do, and that's coming next. So what we'll try and do is give you a little piece of, this is what today was. Stay tuned with us tomorrow because by the end of the 5 shows, we're going to be giving you some tools.
Okay. Is it worth throwing out there that both genders are capable of this?
100%.
I think it's obvious, but I also don't know if that's how other people assume things to be. Yeah, I don't know why I feel compelled to say that.
Okay, that's very fair. Mm-hmm. I think, too, that we should say that it can be a child, that it can be a teenager. It comes in all ages. Mm-hmm. It can be somebody who's disabled. It can be a professional that we think would have their shit together and they don't. And it can hit anybody in any profession. Mm-hmm. So some people might think, oh, it's just all movie stars or narcs. It's just all singers. They're all full of themselves. No, it can be anybody. Mm-hmm. It really, because it's deeply seated in insecurity. And we tend to think that certain people in certain careers wouldn't be insecure. And they can be.
Yeah, anyone's capable of that. It's a human trait.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to wrap it up for today.
Okay, perfect. So I will also let you know that you can look forward to our monthly draw. Anyone in our top category on patreon.com is qualifying for their name in the draw for a free half-hour session from either Karen or myself. So we'll post that video tomorrow. Also want to say thank you to everyone, no matter where you're listening from. We very much appreciate your interest, your enthusiasm, your questions, your comments. Those are all very important to us as we continue to generate content. If you are interested in the rest of the series, they're available on patreon.com/bysarlo. You can join up for the monthly subscription in whatever tier suits you. Otherwise, have a beautiful day.